Hi, I'm Catherine Mason. I'm the Service Manager for Scarborough, Whitby and Rydale Mind. However, I'm here today to talk to you about my personal journey of peer support. Yeah, so my background is actually in higher education, so I've worked in universities for 25 years, and just pre-COVID my career pathway changed and I found myself working in the health sector for a charity, neither of which I've ever done before, and it became quite clear to me quite early on that I would benefit from having somebody outside of my organisation perhaps that I could just talk to about the challenges that I was facing, what I was finding difficult, and an opportunity presented itself about 6 months into that role and I took it. So I thought, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to try and see whether this works out for me, and it absolutely did. It's not any of that really. So I was matched. So when I actually filled in an application form about my role, some of the challenges I was facing, what I was looking for in a match, and it's basically somebody that's matched in a similar role, in a similar sector, not exactly the same, at a similar level. So the chances are the challenges that you're coming across are similar. So it's mutual support. So it isn't like mentoring and coaching where you're expecting somebody else to almost guide you through the answers to something. It's literally just somebody on a similar level that you can talk to, about your own issues and things that you're having, and get somebody else's perspective, which is really important, I think, because often it can be quite isolating. And what I actually found was I wasn't alone, and some of the challenges that I was facing, even though we were both in different charities, were very similar. So it was massively helpful to me. It was a simple matter of filling in a form, which we have on Linchpin, just some simple information about what your role is, who you might think you would like to be matched for. So for example, my experience this time is I didn't actually want to be matched with anybody that was working in another charity, for example. I thought it would be helpful for me if I was maybe matched with somebody that was in the local authority or maybe in the NHS. Just to help to see the other side of things, and certainly working in health, I think it's really helpful to understand it from a different perspective, and I find, I think that would be really helpful. So yeah, it was just completion of a simple form. There was a little bit of time where obviously work was done by the organisation to find the right match. The information then came back to me to tell me that I'd been matched with this specific person, and I was over the moon with my match. Was absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't have hoped for more. It was kind of then left to us to decide when we were going to meet, where we were going to meet, how often we were going to meet, and it was within a framework. We did sign an agreement. We talked about confidentiality, which is really important, that whatever we talked about stayed within the pair of us. So we didn't talk about anything outside of that. We didn't take anything back to our own organisations that the other person said, for example. Confidentiality is really important. We just took it from there. So we started off, I think the first couple of sessions we had on Teams, so we just got to know each other a little bit, and then we just went off and did our own thing. We went on the beach, we walked the dog of the lady that I was matched with. Sometimes we met in a local cafe. We did all sorts really, and that formal relationship lasted 6 months, and we're at 18 months beyond that now, and we're still in touch with each other. I think it was that mutual kind of support that we gave each other, and sometimes when you're facing a challenge, you can only see it through your own lenses, if you like, and having somebody else to talk to say, oh, I've got this to deal with, I've got that to deal with, and for them to say, oh, I've maybe dealt with something similar, and this is what I did, and that might be helpful to you, and then me being able to actually reciprocate and support them with the challenge that they were having, massively beneficial. And again, as I said, I didn't feel like I was alone. because you know, for me it was a big challenge what I was trying to do, and it was very, very different, and it was quite scary, to be honest. So actually having somebody just to, like a sounding board, I think, as well, just to kind of chat away to and moan and whinge at, and so you know, I could always pick up the phone as well. You know, we didn't have to wait until we were meeting again if I had something that I just wanted to share, and I couldn't really share it with anybody within the organisation. I'd just ring up and have a whinge, and she'd do the same for me. So the benefits were, yeah, I mean, I would recommend anybody just to go for it, because I would thoroughly recommend it. And as I say, 2 years down the line, we're still in touch with each other, and we still have those whinges and moans, and we still go and walk the dog and have a cup of coffee, and it's been fantastic. I thoroughly recommend it.